we're gonna start with Charon. We're gonna grab the short shot. One of the things is, if we get the first attack, we might not even get. Oh, I'm gonna stop here too. If we get the first attack, we might not even get um, the buff. So we'd actually like to just, if they have a 2/2, to be attacked and just trade so we can get the buff. Oh well, never mind. We did get the buff, but we lost the fight. And here, I think we want to pick Cinderella. I wonder if we want to, you know, transform this, give it +1/+1, or if we just want to keep a range character. I think we want to keep the range character, which unfortunately means we don't get to make use of anything else. I also wonder if that's the case, do we actually want a Polywoggle instead? Because it benefits from the buffs quite a bit. I think maybe yes. That might be a bad decision. Obviously anything could be a bad decision, but I'm, open to the idea that one is. Oh yeah, we won't get anything here. We would have lost the fight either way, but okay, let's cast the spell. I think in general, if we're gonna cast these spells, let's let's grab the let's grab the pairs here, and then next turn we'll grab both. So I wonder, I mean, if we had the, what am I trying to say? If we had the Cinderella, that's the one, we would have been maybe in a slightly better situation here. We sort of want this thing to Polywoggle to die, but not slay on this turn. Though we'd like to win the fight. Although we acknowledge at the same time you can't always get what you want. So yeah, we didn't get the slay, which is fine. I forgot this was going into turn 3 for whatever reason. Okay, I think we're just taking lucky and the 2 cheap things. So like this. Yeah, mess around with some stuff. We'd like Polywoggle to slay. Might never happen. We've cast a spell since Cinderella. We basically just have a big. We like having just a big short shot. It's probably not likely to grow anymore is the issue. I don't know. I don't know how much of an issue that would be. I think if something's going to die up front, we'd rather have it be a Polywoggle than a mouse, because the mouse is just here as mostly filler, but we also, could triple it up at some point, but then we'll sell it. We don't really want the buff on either of these other 2 characters, the Minotaur or the Lucky, which of course just got it. Okay, at least we're winning fights, we're not taking a ton of damage. Oh, I guess we actually did take some damage early on, but and we'll be taking a pair of Luckies and getting. Let's get the +10 attack because then we can flip the Polywoggle right now. I think is the idea. And we'll grab. We're gonna sell. I really hate Minotaur. The mouse isn't good, but I hate Minotaur. We're gonna do a little swapping around and put the pig in the back. What if instead actually we move the pig over here, made it more survivable, left it in front, but gave it 2 buffs. We want the Polywoggle to get the slay. Then we have our range character. We have 2 buffs on the pig, hopefully keeping it alive. We have a Lucky that makes whatever it hits free, so it's at least 1 free gold every fight, effectively, and it could be up to 3 right now. Spellweaver is cool, but not something we're going to stop for. Wow, okay, well, that was a tough one. as was that. Okay, looks like we'll be losing this fight, which is a little bit unfortunate. They had some big fellas up back. I mean, doubling the stag early is pretty effective. And here I think we need to just grab... Huh. Then we grab an adventurer. We do a little substitution here. We don't actually want these characters because we don't have a... we don't have any evil characters. We could find some soon, I guess, but seems like we're still a decent ways away from that, right? If we buy one here and roll, maybe we see an evil character and do some selling. I think we just roll though. Second pig, how much does that matter to us? I mean, I don't think pig's part of our long-term plan. I wonder if we just grab... What if we grab some cat's call, try to keep ourselves alive. We'll throw the witch in because when the cat's calls spawn, it will buff all of them. We don't have monsters here. We could try to grab the second adventurer. We don't really have a great way to make use of it here, so I think we're going to skip it. We are hitting level 4, and I think that's just what we're going to concern ourselves with. And, you know, we might be 4 plus 1. So, I always think we're playing the person a second time. I need to figure out this and how it works at some point. Okay, so even this buffed pig is not doing as much work as we were hoping. But we will win this fight, looks like. No, then we just use the cats for 4 damage. Okay, not exactly the optimal cat usage, right? But let's grab some characters. And how do we feel about any of this? We can grab this and make it a 21, 24 or whatever. Or no, sorry, an 021. I don't know what the second part of that sentence was meant to be, but yeah, I think that's enough to replace this. I don't want to criticize the pig, but I think it's fair to say it's been disappointing. I think we're just going to wait till we hit 5 to use the Polywoggle, which could be as soon as next turn. Maybe it's time to have the archer in back. And are there any other things we want that we could put up front? Like, could we sell stuff for a Sporko? We'd have to sell 1, 2, 3, 4 to get the Sporko. That seems reasonable. I mean, obviously when I see the blind mouse next round, I'll be a little bit upset. But it's probably, you know, one of the blind mice I just sold. At 28 health, actually 3rd in terms of health, which isn't, you know, terrible. We're definitely taking, you know, some damage, but it's going to happen. And we'll continue to get some free characters, as long as we're level 4. There we go. Okay, nice little beefy cat over there. Okay, it looks like we'll at least tie. Yeah. Because, you know, our range does 1 a turn, and we'll chip them down. We'll obviously take the greedy. And I think we'll take the bear as well. It's very good with sting, and it's good with Sporko. And we won't bother with a cat. That doesn't seem like something we're, you know, in on. Now Baba Yaga is interesting because it gets us right to 6. I'm sure it also has other good qualities. And I think we're done with these baby roots. So what if I grab a Baba Yaga, throw this guy in back, and throw a little bear here? I'm going to try to get right to 6. Maybe we'll address the Polywoggle, maybe we won't. You know, and is it more important? It might be more important for the Lucky to be able to trade with things than it is to give the broccoli attack right away. We're fine if the broccoli just sort of gets attacked, right? Is that true? I'm saying things, but yeah, I think so. Should still be able to dish out some damage. I don't know. I don't know which really setup is better. I mean, if 10's enough to trade, obviously this is better. If it's not, obviously the... Well, not obviously the... Okay, so it did trade there. Okay, and we're straight to 6. This is working out as well as one could hope. Yeah, these are great hits for us. Though that's a little bit unfortunate. Yeah, we win because we get the ranged attack. Beautiful. We take those. Wow. Okay, I mean, I'm inclined to just grab all the evil characters. I grab the Gumblegore, 1, 2. I mean, this is 13, but we're done with Adventure. Grabbing this 2, definitely. And we can just sell 2 things for the 5. Woggle is good, but not, like, necessary. Greedy is not necessary at all. I think Sure Shot's probably lived out her usefulness, right? We'll grab a book. Throw all this stuff in back here. Although, the Polywog up front, see what that transforms into. Book up here. We're actually going to sub this out, I think. And no, we don't want to cast this. Something like this, along these lines. Gives us our most powerful thing, I think. We want Polywog to transform into a 6-drop, and then, you know, we'll be done with this experiment. We won't have to worry about it anymore. But I think getting, you know, 3, we got 2 6s and a 5 right away. We've hit 6 before. I think I bet there's some other people on 4 still. Yeah, some people on 6. Wow. We didn't get the transform, and that thing's right at 1 health. Okay, well, we're certainly making a 5 into a 10-10 was not our ideal scenario, obviously. Okay, so we will... Oh no, we won't take that out? Okay, now we will. Okay, as you can see, we were almost determined to lose that fight, but we managed to figure it out. I don't think we're on good ways. We'll take the 0 cost. We could full buff the monster. Another monster. No, I don't think that's what we're into right here. There's only a monster here. We're not really into monsters though. Ooh, Bearstein is very nice with the bear, obviously. Our backline is so crowded. I think we just want some other things. Although I couldn't tell you which things we're focused on. I mean, obviously we have a book, but it doesn't appear to be what we're going for. I actually think Dragon's interesting enough here. No, I think both of these things, I think both the pigs and dragon are interesting. I think I'm gonna buy a dragon and stop here. And because I can put dragon in front of the... Does this mean I'm gonna get this attack? Yes. Okay. I just want to see what that is. This thing just hasn't been spawning much so far. Oh, that's tough. Yeah, they're gonna survive with just everything's gonna be at 1 health, but they'll survive and do 7 to us. Let's see what this 5. I mean, a second Grumblegore is nice to grab. Grabbing this thing, grabbing this thing. And let's see how we... Okay, we're grabbing that. Let's sell the things we don't want, buy the things we do. And I think this is going... So we're going to have... We have 2 supports, which are strong. I think we just want to maximize the number of things that spawn in front of them. So we're going to do it like this. This is a 30 attacker. I mean, I think this person, this Wonder Weddle, is very strong. But having a dragon in front... I do wonder if it's better to have just the bear here. But I think we might want an extra... So we're going to have a ton of spawns anyways. The book does seem more like sort of... You know, because we have an evil... We have some evil stuff. Book does seem thematic, but maybe it's better just to have a bear. Although the bear doesn't clear space, which sort of clogs up the board for the pigs and the pumpkin. So I might get rid of the bear because of that consideration. Oh, that was a tough one. That was a very tough attack for us. Okay, but so now we get full space here, and they have 25 health apiece. Taking that out, very nice for us. This will again get full space. Now we don't have any upgraded characters, so we're not going to do a lot of damage to this person, but that was a very, I mean, a pretty convincing victory, I think. I was convinced. Yeah, Pumpkin's great here. So doubling the attack when we have a bunch of spawners is great. Obviously, Ivory Owl, also fantastic, but if we have a dragon, it feels like that's going to be best. Oh, do we even want the extra Gumball Gore? And the answer is probably yes, because we can buff the dragon even further. And we can just grab another bear. And I think the way to do that is to sell the lucky, buy bear, and pause here. Next turn we'll Gumball Gore, move it over, throw the bear in, and then do a little swapping around of things. And if we're going to do this, let's... Okay, so put the bear in front of the buffers. Rather than being a 2, it gets to be a 42. This still gets to be a 20 instead of a 60. Okay. And I guess we'll put the spawner right at the end. Just hopefully it will have the most space. If we get the first attack on the dragon, we're very happy. If we don't, I'd say we're less happy, but you know, let's try to take the good with the bad, right? And if the dragon is the first thing to die, it continues to get buffed, which, you know, we haven't paid attention much to this ability into the late game, but it, you know, it doesn't go away, so. And I don't know if we played this person recently. Okay, what was the first thing to die? Oh, that was a tough one. As was that. We've only had... I guess we've had 4 things die, so... Because it's in front of the Gumball Gore, it actually still does enough damage. If we get to attack with this, it actually adds a little damage to them. Oh, it only did 12. Okay, well, you know, 12 is decent. Okay, let's get another 6-drop treasure here for us. I think this time we'll take the Ivory Owl. I like our things getting a little buffed. I also like the pumpkin. I like the pumpkin better than the second bear. Throw it back here. Now we have enough evil characters up front, especially at the pig spawn. And then we'll grab this thing. We could move some stuff around, but I think this is a fine setup for the moment. We have a nice ranged character. We have an 80 attack dragon that I think goes up to a 92 with a combination of swords and Ivory Owl. We're not really on track to pair anything else soon. Unfortunately, but we just got 2 6-drop triples, so of course we have nothing to be upset about. We beat Grandmother pretty easily, I think. So, you know, it's good to sort of figure out where you lie in the power level, and if we're beating Grandmother, they'll be playing against each other, the Wonder Weddle and the Grandmother. So if we beat Krampus, I think we're in a good shape. Obviously, if we beat people, we're in bad shape, right? But yeah, I think we're okay here so far. That thing getting sniped, obviously not exactly what we were looking for. Us getting the first attack and taking out 3 things was exactly what we were looking for. Yeah, and it looks like we have this. Yeah, so we had even with, you know, a little bad RNG. I think. Oh no, the pumpkin was the first to die. I was gonna say dragon might have been the first thing to die. So one thing we want is just some nice spells to cast. Do we have monster? I was gonna say if this was a monster, we'd grab the Oni King. Unfortunately, it's not. I do like having like spare cupids, just in case. They give you Ace of Cheese potential. We could change our hero here. Are there any that are super good? No. I mean, Mordred would be fine, but maybe Unremarkable? You know, we'll try it. Oh, we get a knighthood. Well, we get 2-2. I think the knighthood's gotta be better, right? And we'll just keep it rolling. A book seems fine. I don't even know what knighthooding. Probably just the pumpkin. And do we want a book next turn? Yeah, we'll probably grab it. We're not going to cast a spell next turn because we can use the whole knighthood. But I think we should be okay unless they've gotten a lot stronger. I remember fighting them recently. They definitely got stronger. They have some big fellas there. Like, you can stuff pigged. So one important thing to remember is we haven't actually had that many evil spawns so far. It was until we got to value trade with the 2 other things. But the stuff that spawns up front does spawn very large. Yeah, we'll get a nice attack here, and and because we spawn all upgraded characters, they do end up bigger than they normally would. Grab this here, do a little rolling. Another pumpkin? Can we just have all pumpkins? We'll grab it. Just gonna roll again. Another dragon. We're not gonna get a 3rd dragon, right? So what do we want to even upgrade? Do we upgrade this pumpkin? I mean, do we just put tons of upgrades here? Yeah. And then we're actually going to swap this out for the bear. The idea being that we want to have as many evil characters spawn as possible. If the dragon dies first, or if, you know, something gets Medusa'd and taken out early, this will have 2 slots. If it only spawns once, it's maybe a little weaker than the baby bear, but it also is evil characters the whole time. And the baby bear doesn't really fit with our composition anyway, which is apparently all pumpkins. So let's see how this works out. I mean, we were pretty strong last time. Okay, well, they sniped a pumpkin early, but now we get our shot. Yeah, that seems good there. Summon 3, and everything in front having double attack. You know, as you can see, is quite strong here. I mean, this thing is a 50, you know. This will go down to 1. And oh, they're still at 3. Oh, because we didn't lose the last pumpkin. Okay. So we might want just a good spell if we can. I don't even think we want to bother with this. Oh, they really want us to bother with this. I'm resisting them. Resisting the urge. Wow. Okay, please give me just a polymorph. Like I've been good today. Nothing. Let's take the. No, I'm not gonna take the health. Really, no polymorphs. Okay. I mean, I could have if I had taken the pigs, maybe we'd have another 6-drop treasure instead of the sting. But I thought I was gonna get a polymorph. I thought 12 rolls, you'd see something. At 13 chances, I guess. No such luck. I should pay more attention to that back line. If they're disintegratable, I guess disintegrate hits anything, but I should pay attention to the whole board. I guess I can pay attention to 7 things. That seems reasonable. Reasonable ask. And see, I guess they only have 6 things because they're the monkey's paw, so I should pay attention to that as well. And hopefully we can see if they are, you know, vulnerable to disintegrate. We can see if that might be a spell we should explore. So we've won fights, but, you know, we don't want to pass up. Oh, the dragon. Oh, wow. That was a good dragon hit. That was the optimal hit for us, though, there. Okay, they get some pig spawns. I mean, we're definitely, you know, doing well here. What it comes down to is what this spawns, right? And I feel like it has to spawn enough. Yeah, that's a lot of big characters. Yeah, we have anything it attacks into is gonna be too big eventually. You know, so that was a good way. Well, they had Mimic, Singing Sword. We had some great treasures. We got Singing Swords is one of the best treasures, I think. And we actually had we had the opportunity to get the Ivory Owl first and pass it up for the Singing Sword. Then a couple turns later got the Ivory Owl. And I think we had it for probably 4 turns, it looks like, because our book is, I think it starts with 4 health usually. But, you know, you can see everything's quite substantial. And I think in that last fight it actually made Grumblegore survive the first attack from their dragon. And just in general, I mean, it was actually giving +4 attack, it looks like, to everything. So, you know, we ended up with quite a substantial board, you know, because of these nice treasures, and obviously we just, you know, kept, if you have the Singing Swords, spawning stuff becomes so powerful, because just, you know, when you're doing spawns, you know, with the pumpkins, sometimes it's for the apple trees, Medusa's books, which are basically cheese characters who, if, you know, the circumstances work out, can trade with anything, and you just try to say, I'm going to try to spawn enough things to trade 1 for 1. But, you know, but usually the characters are sort of stat weak. But if you use something with Singing Sword, sometimes you just, especially if, you know, if you have Grumblegore still alive, you know, we're getting +40 attack on the 2 slots on the top left. You end up in a situation where your evil characters that spawn can just trade on the basis of stats, and we had, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4 different spawn characters. You know, we were probably putting 20 characters on the board every round, you know, starting from an original 7, and, you know, that just makes it very difficult. So, you know, the more things that are getting this multiplicative thing, the better. And I think, you know, this game really demonstrated that. I think, who do we start with? Oh, Charon. Charon, I think, was good in the early game. We got the sure shot up to like an 8-4, and she really helped with all the fights for a while, and then we, you know, threw her out when we were done with her. A little rudely of us, but we made this transition into this comp. You know, on the turn when we hit 6, we were able to buy a dragon, a Grumblegore, and a book. This book, which like didn't really fit with the comp at all, even to the end, doesn't really do much with our comp, but it's just, you know, it's an evil character that doesn't, it isn't a spawner, so it doesn't take up extra room, and a spell can always high roll, you know, especially when they were playing 6 characters, and that's one thing they should think about. It does actually mitigate the dragon upside for them, or I guess downside for them, but it means that the book, you know, who can summon a polymorph or disintegration, polymorphing 1 out of 6 is, you know, more powerful than polymorphing 1 out of 7. Just something to think about. We could have thrown like a Medusa in here. We probably would have moved it over, obviously, and shuffled some stuff. But, you know, the book served us pretty well. You know, I love book. I might overrate it still because I played, you know, I started playing right when Copycat was, right before Copycat was nerfed. But, yeah, I love this type of comp. I really love, I think Pumpkin might be my favorite unit. I just love I love the evil characters that spawn. I like a lot of stuff that's happening, so it was a really fun game.